Team 3 will be presenting the Dortmund ballistic backpack. The need to provide students with a protective tool in life-threatening situations is essential since there has been a rise in school shootings in the past decade.
These are the current backpacks that are in the market. It is important for us to know what it is on the market available, because that's going to give us an idea of what we're competing with and where we should stand, or from where we can depart. Now, we have three examples right here. What we were trying to do is combine all, or at least most of the most important features on each backpack into our design.
So although ballistic armor is not commonly used by students in schools, our purpose as a team was to design a tool, a protective tool that can be used that students can use to protect themselves during mass shooting situations. This product, protective tool, has to be complacent with the voice of customer analysis that we did, and it has to follow the correct weight, the correct deployment time, and the correct bulletproof resistance that we want to provide students with. So based on the student surveys and the parent surveys that we gathered, we collected information to be able to relate the customer interest with the engineering metrics in order to build our perfect design. So as we can see here in the House of Quality, we can see that the most important features that the backpack needed to have is safety, provide that NIJ level 3 protection, the correct weight for students not be able to be overburdened by the backpack, and it needs to be, the deployment time needs to be very fast.
Okay, these are the features that we're taking in consideration for our backpack design, which is lightweight, NIJ AAA protection, safety activation time, water resistant, our laptop compartment, double protection, meaning that it has protection in the front and in the back. Hands-free, that means that you can move easily with your backpack once the shield is activated, and comfortable. As you can see right here on the right is our first sketch. From our first sketch, what we did is we listed all the parts that integrated the backpack, and then we created a bill of materials. Right here in the bill of materials, we have all the components that are part of the assembly of the backpack, and some sub-assemblies. The sub-assemblies only consist in adding foam to the backpack. The bill of materials also includes the material it's made of, how many units, and the measurements that are needed to create our backpack.
So moving from our first sketch, we built this on Creo to make our CAD design, and this is to be our final product design, to be with the final dimensions of 17 inch of height, 12.4 inch of width, and 7 inches of length. So as you can see in the blueprints, in the front and the back, it has two compartments for us to be able to put the ballistic armor panel, where the user is going to be able to deploy that and use him to protect himself against this. So for chapter 3, we deal with the project management. We started out by doing a critical path analysis in which we list all the categories of the project. Each category of the project has its own specific team objective or task that we need to complete. We assigned a different amount of days that we need for each task to be completed, and each category of the project has its own critical path diagram.
For the FMEA category of the project, we see how B and C have this processory activity, which is A, and D has also this processory activity, which is B and C. This cannot be completed until these have been done. This Gantt chart was constructed based on our critical path. Here we see how the tasks to be done are kept track by the completion rate. These are the manufacturing processes we standardize for our product. These include the material warehouse, which will be our receiving, our selection and cutting of the fabric, our stitching workshop, our inspection, our panel addition, a precise stitching machine, another inspection, packaging, and shipping. For our facilities layout, we assign each process an area. We also did a relationship chart to relate the relationship between departments. We scored a score of 0.76.
For the FMEA, our purpose was to come out with all the possible failures of the backpack in order to be sure that the backpack will function 100% and we have no failures. Here is our prototype. As we can see right here, this is a student using the backpack already with the vest being deployed. It's protected on the back and on the front, covering the whole torso of the student. Right here, this is the way it operates. It has two additional back straps that will help to pull out the front panel, which protects the student. Right here would be how the process works. This is in the stage of being deployed. For our next part, our teammate Edgar is going to present how the prototype works.
So now I'll be showing the 4 steps it takes for our bulletproof backpack to be fully deployed. The first step being pull up the straps from the Velcro, and then the second step will be you grab the straps, the shield straps, and then you pull them up so that the shield comes out, and then you put the shield over your head like this so you get the protection in the front torso. And then on the shoe strap they have 2 little clips at the end. These 2 clips you strap them in the back so that the shield is not loose all over the place. And as we can see, we have fully protection in the back and in the front side of the torso. So now I'll be demonstrating how long it will take for our bulletproof backpack to be fully deployed. Here we go. As you can see on the screen, it took me about 6 seconds to fully deploy our bulletproof backpack. And in case someone is in a critical situation, such as a school shooting, those 6 seconds could be key to possibly saving your life or saving you from very serious injury from a shooting.